Hello and welcome everybody into another edition of the PHNX Suns Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook. Use that code PHNX when you sign up, and you get, if you bet $1 on any NFL game, you're going to get $100 if either team scores. So you're going to get $100 is what we're telling you if you sign up for that DraftKings app using the code PHNX. I am your host, Greg Esposito, ahoy hoy, joined as always by big time. It's Lindsey Smith. Lindsey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
I just started looking at you right away because I was like, oh, this is how it always goes.
Yeah, well, there's a hierarchy in here, Saul.
Apparently.
And the general manager, it's Saul Bookman.
Hi.
That's your title.
Sure, Vice President of Content.
Sure. I mean, that's much better than what you usually call me.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. Tip topic of the show. I'm not going to let Saul continue.
Subtle transition.
By the way, tip topic, just to double back on last week's James Bond.
Oh boy.
No Time to Die. Number 1 in the U.S., number 1 in the world.
Cool.
So I believe we call this.
How many millions?
60.
60?
60.
That's awful.
Not in the post-pandemic box office. I think it's the
What's
second
the average for post-pandemic?
I think that's the second highest since the box office has been reopened.
What was the first highest?
Yeah, what was the first one?
I think Venom did, which was
the week before.
Which was a comic book movie.
Wait, the second Venom came out already?
Yes.
How did I miss this?
I don't know how you missed it. There was like 5,000 freaking trailers for it.
I mean, I saw the trailers. I just didn't see when it came out.
It came out.
Okay,
I think
I
it was 2 weeks ago. So yes, No Time to Die. You were wrong.
Shane, make the chats bigger.
Make them bigger.
Yeah.
Make them bigger.
Make them wider.
The chats
They got
bigger
old eyes.
Go
They
left.
can't see.
Love.
Drag and make it bigger.
Okay, this is a.
Put it on the screen.
Listen.
You don't understand.
This is pre-production meetings is what we need to start having, so we're not giving Shane directions on air. Shane Diefenbach, the man behind the Mac, the mustache behind the Mac, by the way, producing the show.
I'm going to blow his
today.
mind after the show when I tell him how you can make the chats bigger.
Nobody cares, Saul. If we can say,
No, not
on the show.
Off screen, the things we can see.
He can read that.
So let's
show us all the nudes. Why don't you show us the comments?
I'm not going. Anyways, let's get this thing back on the rails. The Suns played. I don't even know where Saul was going.
Hey,
Yeah.
there it is.
Hey.
I know, but it doesn't make the text bigger.
It does. Yes, it does.
All right. Can we mute both of your mics, and Lindsay and I will just have a discussion about the Suns? The Suns played a preseason game
Oh my
last
God!
night.
Let's talk preseason.
Let's talk preseason.
Dude, can I just say I'm exhausted. Like this weekend was jam-packed with so much
Like
in
what?
the world of sports.
Oh yeah, in sports. Yeah.
The least of which was the Suns preseason
Right,
game.
by the
Yeah.
time the Suns tipped off last night, I was like, dude, I'm pooped.
Which I actually asked somebody before the game, so where can I find an illegal stream? And they went, it's on ESPN. And I went, oh, okay. That's how long of a weekend it was in sports.
So
But it
many
was
hot
fun.
takes in that game too. I can't wait to get into it.
In the Suns-Lakers
Yes.
preseason game.
Yes.
What's your here? Just go for it. What was your hot take?
Are we
from
getting into
Sun-
this right now? Like
Yeah.
what we're talking about the most overreaction?
We're doing our overreactions
Yeah.
of the preseason.
I have
after this.
my first
But-
overreaction. There it is. Preseason overreaction. Nice job, Jane.
So yeah, fire away.
Yeah. Mark
Because
Jackson, shut the hell up.
that
Alfred
is-
Payton was the reason for the Knicks turnaround.
Let's-
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Is that a preseason overreaction or just a Mark Jackson reaction that we all have every time Mark Jackson calls a game?
Hey, whatever. It was in the preseason, so I'm going to use that as my preseason overreaction.
To me, that's just Mark Jackson talking
Alfred
basketball to me.
Payton is going to turn around the Suns.
I mean, yesterday was a bad day
Did he
for...
say that exactly?
No.
Oh,
No.
I was like, I missed
No, he said
that.
he doesn't get enough credit for turning the Knicks around. Like, Brooke couldn't even play in the playoffs. What are you talking about?
I love how bad of broadcasting we got yesterday. We had to listen to Mark Sanchez talk about whatever the heck he was talking about during the Cardinals game. And then we got Mark Jackson talking about whatever the hell he was talking about in the Suns game. And then Did you guys notice how lazy like it's preseason for ESPN's graphic people too? It was like the most basic, like
I saw the one you tweeted.
oh, it's so like even the cutting out of people was like Photoshop 101. It was like they even went, oh wait, this game's on our air tonight. Oh crap, we gotta. Oh, it's on ESPN too. That's fine.
Like, nobody cares. Like nobody cares about preseason basketball. Like listen. I appreciate the fact that these guys have to get some reps, but I don't care. I don't care.
Well, look, there are a few things I care about, but we'll get into that in the second subject in the second segment of the show today. But overreactions in general, right, to preseason. My biggest one right now, and I hope it's just an overreaction, is Devin Booker ain't playing, and that concerns me because does he have long-lasting COVID? Is there something else going on with Book right now?
LeBron James ain't playing either. Are you talking about that?
LeBron James isn't playing at all?
Well, Monty was asked about Devin today at practice, like literally 30 minutes ago, and he just said he hasn't done 5-on-5 to the level they need him to in order to get on the floor.
Why not, though?
But he said it's because it's more about conditioning and timing with him than playing in the preseason, because Devin has played in enough preseason games throughout his career that it's not a big deal for them. And he's concerned with him progressing the right way after dealing with COVID than to toss him in a few preseason games to get some reps. Just making sure they're approaching it from health first. Is he good, all the way good? And even if he is, like, let's do it slowly instead of just like
I get that,
tossing him to the fire.
But overreaction is there something more to this?
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot we were doing overreactions.
But I appreciate that because that's context. But for me, the overreaction is, well, crap.
There is an issue.
Is there an issue?
So this is your overreaction.
This is my overreaction is we haven't seen Devin Booker. And in my head, we all talked about the mileage he put on this summer, both going to the finals into July, then heading straight to Team USA, and then misses training camp with COVID. That's my overreaction. Is there more here? Do we find out on opening night, Landry Shamit starting opening night too because Devin Booker isn't ready and there's something else going
I
on.
will overreact when that happens.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people, or I try not to be one of those people that worries about things that you have no idea about a week and a half ahead of time. So, that's my underreaction is this is no big deal.
But I understand the overreaction though, because it could be cause for concern to an extent. Not so much like the heavy load he's been carrying basketball wise, but the COVID situation, because you could go all the way back to the finals when Chris Paul came back from his COVID situation. Did that play into maybe how tired he was in that final series?
Yeah, I love that Saul just completely crapped on the entire premise of this this segment. He's like, I don't overreact to things, so to hell with this whole thing.
Hey,
well, I mean, I think the fair part about doing an overreaction is that we can calm the people who are maybe overreacting.
Exactly. Low Tone Capone said, everything in moderation, including overreaction. Yes,
I agree. But when the premise is preseason overreactions, let's have a few overreactions.
You guys provide the overreaction, and I will balance the force.
All right, Lindsay, do you have a preseason overreaction?
No, but I can read you some tweets from people who do.
I mean, I have more because I tend to be a pessimist.
Okay,
so
you do it.
You want me to keep going?
Well, I'll throw out one. So from our PHNX_Suns Twitter today, you tweeted out, what are your Suns preseason overreactions so far? I'm going to shoot, I don't even know. I'll do this one. Our second team is best in the league.
I don't think that's an overreaction. I think that's a proper reaction to what we've seen.
I like our second unit so far.
I have no complaints.
Zero complaints.
No praise either. Saul is just adding so much.
No, I'm just. Hey, I'm letting you. I thought we were just giving these quick little quips as she keeps on reading. Did I read the room wrong?
I think that is absolutely not an overreaction. I think there's actually an argument to be made.
I didn't overreact to the overreaction. Okay. I thought that was an appropriate response.
Saul is appropriately reacting.
The next one from Matthew Lissy. It just says Aiton.
I think that is fair because Twitter is both overreacting on both sides of the fence to DeAndre Ayton. Either he's not worth it, or he's worth getting paid, or there's going to be some massive problem. That Ayton in general is an overreaction.
If you don't think Ayton should be paid, you're not a Suns fan.
Well, you don't know basketball. I'd go that far.
Ooh.
You don't know basketball if you think Ayton shouldn't get paid the max.
Shots fired.
Wow.
And you can slide into my DMs. You can slide into my mentions. You can show up here at the studio if you disagree.
No.
I have the same argument.
Only when I'm not here.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I'm not giving out the address or anything, but look,
people can deduce where we're at.
Okay, but Twitter did go for a preseason game anyway. Twitter did have a very fun reaction to DeAndre's 3 yesterday.
Well, it should. I mean, if he starts hitting those on a regular basis, which I still don't think he should be shooting them, but whatever, that's just me. If he hits those on a regular basis,
that would be great.
Then that changes. That's another dynamic to his game that just helps and keeps defenses honest. Yeah. I think then you're going to see some handling from him too. If they overplay him at the 3-point line, I think you're going to see him drive into the paint too, which will be exciting as well. But Ayton is an overreaction regardless of what kind of season, preseason, regular, post. Ayton is an overreaction.
Anything else fun in the chat? About
so those were from Twitter. There's one in the chat. Well, there's 2 in the chat. So Ty started off the show saying if Jalen Smith plays more, we'll see him start to really come into his own, stock skyrocketing.
That is definitely an overreaction. I don't see Jalen Smith getting enough minutes unless something goes horribly wrong for his stock to be skyrocketing. And I still think he's a key part in what we keep hearing when it comes to Thaddeus Young. If there's a deal to be made, Jalen Smith is a guy that's leaving as well.
I like Low-Tone Capone. Never apply the dine and dash method when dealing with your roster. Very true.
That is a very good.
And I would assume that Jalen Smith would be part of that dine and dash if you think that he's the flavor of the month and it's going to be long lasting, because it's not. It's like EG's once a month, different flavor.
EG's is bomb.
It is bomb.
Monty did talk about Jalen a little bit in practice today as well, and he said he's always anxious to see how he plays each night, to see what carries over from either the last game or the last practice. And he did also say that in their next game on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, yes. Yeah. He may try something different. He alluded to the fact that we might see a lot more of Jalen.
Yeah, because he's not going to play DeAndre, I think is what they're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still fun to watch him, right?
Look, my problem with Jalen is most of those minutes are coming in the fourth quarter of a preseason game where the Lakers or whoever you're playing are playing their guys that likely won't be in the league, their camp bodies, their end of the bench guys. So what am I really seeing? Just like Summer League, I expect Jalen Smith to have big stats in Summer League because of the competition he's playing against. He was the 10th pick. My thing is, if you see him in actual meaningful NBA minutes, that's going to be the marker. Then we're going to understand what he can provide. But fourth quarters, late third, early fourth quarters in a preseason game, I couldn't give a crap what your stat line is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the conundrum with Jalen Smith, is that he's never going to get his opportunity until he can prove in practice and other times that he's worthy of the opportunity. And Jalen Smith, Jalen Smith is suffering right now of the curse of the backup quarterback. We don't see him in the big games, or we don't see him in like basically any regular season games that are worth anything. But people automatically assume that he might be the better option than what you have out there, and that's just not the case. He doesn't play for a reason, and you're seeing it.
Yeah, I don't know that I would say he's a better option than what you have out there.
No, he isn't.
Sure.
Look, here's another overreaction for you. JaVale McGee's passing is going to make Cam Johnson a potential sixth man of the year. JaVale McGee. Have you seen the connection these two guys have together? He
did have a really nice pass to him last night.
He's done it numerous games now where he's hitting Cam Johnson on backdoor cuts. Those are guys that are going to play on that second unit. I think that JaVale is going to help make Cam better. Why is that a push the mic away moment?
I don't think that's an overreaction.
Sure.
I think he will help make Cam better. And I don't think they even talk. Okay, I have all the things. I'm Gerald this week. I have all the things from practices
Somebody
and
read
postgames.
gophnx.com.
Coach has talked very glowingly about JaVale's passing ability.
Mhm.
And JaVale said last night after the game that it's something that's always been a part of his game. It just hasn't been utilized. The opportunity hasn't been there from other teams that he's been on. But he actually enjoys doing that because he said he's not a selfish player. So if he has the ability to be able to facilitate, he's going to do it.
Yeah,
Well,
and
be careful what you wish for, because you know what's going to happen. It's going to be game one, and my man's going to grab a rebound and just take it.
I'm not saying he should.
Showtime.
I'm not saying he should be running point, but I'm saying if he gets the ball at the top of the key and there's motion in that 0.5-second offense, and he's finding Cam Johnson and they build that connection, that's going to be important.
I just
for
find it
that
very
second
hard to
unit.
believe that at this point of his career, all of a sudden he's developed a new skill. At this point, he's
But
been in
that's
the
the
league
thing
for
is
over
it
a
may
decade.
not have been a new skill. It just wasn't utilized.
You don't think
by-
that the Golden State Warriors, who are based off of motion and movement, would not have used JaVale's passing ability at all?
I mean, you would think they would.
You would, right? That's my point.
I guess we'll find out.
I guess we will find out.
He
Guess
said
we'll
in
find
Cleveland they utilized it, and I didn't watch a whole lot of JaVale McGee film from Cleveland before the episode. I apologize. I didn't do that. Sorry to the PHNX viewers and listeners out there, but
No,
like,
Gerald, we do not miss you.
Gerald in the chat. Do you guys miss me yet or not?
Gerald.
No, we're good, Gerald.
Yeah.
Gerald, I miss you.
They're
Come
the
back.
only one.
We-
The only one.
Well, you know why? Because I don't know if you guys pick up on it when we have all four of us, but Gerald and I constantly have it's like, what's that thing? Like
Telepathy?
ESP or whatever.
And you guys do
Because
the
you guys
production
make
meeting.
jokes, and Gerald and I have other jokes about your jokes because we either don't get what you're saying at all, or we can pick up remember a couple weeks ago you said cool 100 times.
Cool.
Right. We had a joke because Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that's a thing.
That's
and
what
so
it is.
yeah, I know.
That's what we said.
But we have this thing because we talked about Brooklyn
but wait,
Nine-Nine
wait.
earlier in the year, so that's our thing.
So Gerald,
Anyway.
Lindsey misses you. Saul and I apparently have our own vibe going on, and
Yeah, and then you guys have your own sideshow.
We
going
do.
on.
maybe we should just rotate
but you
the
guys
show.
have the sideshow about the show that's relating to your show.
Yeah.
Gerald,
There's
come.
a disconnect here.
But then even in the Manscaped, I had my friends text me and they're like, this Manscaped read is hilarious, especially you and Gerald just sharing awkward glances back at each other, back and forth.
All right,
Yeah.
Gerald, guess
I
who's doing
miss
it?
Gerald.
So-
Gerald,
Yeah, but-
guess who's doing the Manscaped read from now on,
But
buddy?
without us
Thanks,
reading
Linz.
it, there's nothing to make awkward glances about. So I think your friend's just like us.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Totally.
Gerald, we miss
I feel
you.
like
That's
I
what
feel
I'll
like
say.
we just got eliminated from the cool kid party or something like that.
No,
It's
it's
our
not
old
that.
son
It's like-
Squid Game, and we've been shot in the back.
It's like fucking high school prom all over again, man. I don't know what's going
what
on.
happened at your high school?
Yeah,
prom?
seriously.
It was not a good
I
experience.
went as friends 5 different times to 5 different proms. I never had an actual date. So yeah. Anyways, we're going way off the rails.
Ouch.
Anyway.
I feel
Talk-
bad for you, man.
We have one more
Okay.
from Gavin in the chat. He said, hot take, Landry Shamit for 6th man of the year.
We will discuss Landry Shamit in depth after we do some awkward ad reads. I promise
Okay.
you.
We'll
Promise
save
you that.
for in,
But
5
again,
minutes.
I don't know that that's necessarily an overreaction. I think there's, depending on how that second unit gels, there's an opportunity.
I just think that this in nature is an overreaction because we're talking about preseason basketball.
that's
talking
the
about
point. That's the
Preseason
point.
basketball. Like,
Everything is an overreaction.
do you know how many times we get to the regular season and
Talking
shit
about
just
practice?
changes all over the place?
You know what isn't an overreaction?
Oh my god.
The fact that DraftKings is the #1 sportsbook app in America. No overreaction there. That is 100% true. I'm pretty sure scientifically proven. Do your own research if you want. So let's talk about the DraftKings sportsbook app. I had fun this weekend. I won $225 by predicting that James Conner would score the first touchdown in that Cardinals game. And I love those random first touchdown bets because the odds are like sky high that you're going to get it right, but you don't have to put that much money to make a decent bet. And I guessed factually or guessed pretty well on that one. I was happy when Rondell Moore didn't get the touchdown because my boy James Conner got to go in the end zone there.
I was this close to winning a pretty penny on the Fury Wilder fight this weekend. I had the 10th round and the 12th round covered. So I was right there. I was like, you should have just covered all your bases there.
I had under 11 rounds, which I didn't realize that for the over, it was 10.5. So when they went to the 11th round, I thought I lost, but I didn't. I didn't realize that. That was I didn't realize that. So I won that bet, but I would have won $300 if Wilder would have won the fight, because I took him as the underdog, and I was like, okay, cool. But
so was I the winner of the weekend?
Like,
I was
apparently.
like, sweet.
Wait, Shane,
sweet cash.
I'm trying to figure out how to do it on my app, and I'm a little confused because it takes me a minute to find things. Can you look and see what the 6th Man of the Year Landry Shamit odds are?
I don't believe
I'll check right now.
If he's even on
he might
there?
not even be on there. That's how little people think of his odds to win 6th Man of the Year.
Campaign was on there. I actually
Right.
have that one, but I don't believe Landry Shamit was actually
I feel
on
like I
there for
put that
6 man.
bet down on campaign.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I think we both did on the show. So, look, DraftKings is easy, safe, reliable. You can get your money out quickly, which when you have a big win, that's always nice. I did not take the misses out with some of that sweet cash this weekend. Lots of kids' birthday parties, but I'm going to do that next weekend. And if you want the opportunity to take your significant other out, why not just go bet $1 on any NFL game this weekend, and you're going to get $100 if either team scores a point. 1943 was the last 0-0 tie in the NFL. I believe that was before the forward pass was popular. So I'm pretty sure you're getting a free $100 if you use that code PHNX when you sign up for the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I highly recommend it. It has made NFL Sunday, college football Saturday, and cricket in the morning on a Monday that much more interesting when you gamble with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
And if you need help with sports betting on Go PHNX, we have a bets show where they can break things down for you, give you some opinions on maybe what you should or shouldn't do. They kind of just help you hold your hand along the way as you get your feet wet into sports betting. So if you guys want to check out that content, just head on over to gophnx.com and become a member today.
I actually highly recommend watching on Thursdays. That's the
On
day,
Thursdays?
That's the day Shane has off. So the bet advice gets even better on
You're
Thursdays.
wrong. It's on Wednesdays.
Wednesday. Damn,
so
Wednesdays
close.
are the best
Wednesdays.
day for. Last week it was Thursday. I'm sorry. So
That's always trying to throw people under the
Wow,
bus.
I gotta
Yeah.
give Shane a hard time.
I was on fire last week, so
How'd the Deefin lock do last week?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right,
Aw.
the Deefin lock, not a lock last week.
Well,
but check
you
it out.
know, it's gambling. Nobody wins all the time. So
If you
it is
do,
what it is.
please tell us your secret.
Seriously, come teach us. But if you become a member at gophnx.com, you can also get your hands on a free t-shirt when you sign up for the annual membership from our PHNX locker room. You can see all of those t-shirts at phnxlocker.com. And if you're a member, you also get a deal of the week every week. And I believe this week is still 20% off all PHNX branded merchandise. So check that out again at phnxlocker.com if you are already a member and you haven't taken advantage of that yet.
Let's talk about some of the newcomers here.
All right.
You know, we've talked about the off season a bit, but I know it's just preseason, so you could file this as an overreaction if you want. But I feel like JaVale McGee, Landry Shamit are exactly what this Suns team needed to add in the offseason. A guy that gives you some of the intangibles that Langston Galloway and each one more provided, but I think that will give you more consistent minutes. You get a big man as a backup to DA that can do a lot of DA things, obviously not at the same level, but gives that second unit a rim runner that you can play with. A guy who I mentioned has some passing, Saul can disagree on that. And then we talked briefly about Landry Shamit's passing ability as well. last week that I don't think was as advertised as it should have been. Overall, I'm excited to see what these guys can do with the second unit. Those two guys, one of the overreactions on Twitter was this could be the best, or this is the best bench in the NBA. I think they have a chance to be, having seen both Shamit and McGee play in this offensive system in the preseason.
I think when you replace Saric, for example, with a JaVale McGee, and then you bring in Landry Shamit, I feel like the pieces that you're replacing the starting unit with are similar, is what I'll say. So when you take out like Devin Booker or Mikal, you bring in Landry Shamit. Okay, similar skill sets. Maybe obviously when you're talking about Booker, it's not the same type of scoring ability, but the ability to shoot, dribble, and then obviously with JaVale and DA, they're very similar in terms of being a rim protector, a defensive, a high defensive IQ, and that's what you're looking for. So I think the drop off is not as significant as the rest of the league's drop off would be from unit 1 to unit 2. So I would agree in that context that the Suns definitely have a very solid bench coming into the season.
I agree, and they've said it all throughout training camp. Like when the second unit comes in, they shouldn't miss a beat. It should be just kind of continuously running their games, their plays, their system within that second unit as well.
If you look at that second unit that the Suns are running out there, I don't think it's crazy to say that second unit could have beaten a handful of Suns teams over the last decade. That's how good I think the talent is there compared to some of the teams that we saw. That's how solid I feel about Unit 2 coming in and dispelling the starters, giving them the break when they do. I mean, Campaign is very good as a backup point guard. Landry Shamit now is scoring that you're going to have. Cam Johnson is arguably, and we have argued this in the past, a borderline starter in this league. JaVale McGee has started previously in this league. I mean, that is a solid unit right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think James Jones did a very good job of kind of reassessing what the team needed overall, not just because of their finals loss, some of the deficiencies that they had going through the playoffs. Saric, while he was good and he was serviceable, on the offensive end, he was good. He was just good. He wasn't great. He wasn't, superstar level, but he was good.
He did what he was asked.
He was serviceable for sure. But when you bring in somebody like a JaVale McGee, I do believe that he gives you the ability to have easier buckets, especially when you throw the ball up high to him, because we've seen that so far. And if his passing is as good as advertised in the preseason, then maybe it will open up things for everybody else. The only difference between Saric and JaVale is Saric does have the ability a little bit better to create his own shot down low, as opposed to JaVale, who really has to rely on his length because he's not really a dribbler and a space maker, if you will.
Well, what you lose there, you're gaining on the defensive end, like you said, because I mean, if I had to watch another second unit just body up, Dario in the post and not have an answer to that, I was going to scream. Like James Jones looked at it and saw what all of us saw, that you needed a big body that could actually play some defense on that second unit, and they got it with JaVale.
Long John Silver 85 in the chat says, how much does Dooley play?
We know what your answer is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to play as much as Sticks, in my opinion, but that's what my MO would be.
I actually think he will play some small forward with that second unit, because, I mean, he came in and he played after he'd missed months and played in the playoffs. So and they brought him back. We know that Monty Williams likes him, so he's going to play with that second unit. But he's also a guy that could go weeks. He could go into that Langston Galloway, Etuan Moore role as well, where weeks go by and you don't see him, and all of a sudden he plays minutes as well.
Okay, so let's be real right now. Okay, so you might play Dooley. what's more important? And I'm not a big Sticks fan, and I don't think, Sticks should see a lot of playing time. But what's more important, developing Sticks or playing Dooley?
Whatever the hell's going to get you wins.
Whatever one.
Whoever's got a hot hand. Yeah.
I mean, we got to think about long term, right? You have to think it in those contexts. You have to be able to play Jalen Smith at least somewhat to create some value there, especially if you have hopes that you're going to be able to trade him for anybody in the league, like we've been talking about Thad Young. If you don't see Jalen Smith on the court at all, that means that the Suns don't value him and they're a good team. Yeah. And then that means nobody else is going to value him either.
No, the other 29 GMs and coaches in the league act like a lot of people act in relationships. I can fix them. And they think no matter who the guy is, if there's talent there, I can fix him. But Sticks
hasn't shown anything that's been oh my God, there's the flash. He hasn't even shown flashes. He's just been okay.
In college he did. In summer league he has. I think there's always a general manager and coach out there that'll go, I can turn that guy into something. The Suns just don't know what they're doing.
I've seen some of the footage of Jalen Smith in college, and I just thought he was a good player. I didn't think he was just he never showed me flashes that he was going to be unbelievable. Like Cam Johnson, for instance, right? He comes in and everybody thinks he's a 3-and-D guy, but every now and then he gives you a flash of something that you're like, oh, okay, there's something there. Jalen hasn't done that at all, and so that's where I'm at with him.
Do you see that? Are we acknowledging this this comment?
Grim, come on, bro.
Grim says Sticks played better than DA.
I'm not going to get hot.
On what planet? I'll get hot. On what planet has Sticks ever played better than DA? Not this one.
He'll only succeed if he's playing the 5, Long John Silver. But Sticks isn't even tall enough to play the 5.
He's 6'10". I mean, if you play Dario at the 5,
he feels shorter than 6'10".
You freaking played Dario at the 5.
Yeah, but not because you wanted to; it's because you had to.
Well, but they did it.
You have Javale now, so between Javale and Aiden, you're not going to play him at the 5.
I agree. You were not gonna see him there, but last night. Okay. That's one preseason
you left a key
game.
Detail out there, Sticks.
Thank you, Grim. That it makes a little bit more sense. Last night, fine. In a meaningless preseason
Jalen Smith
game.
played better than DA his sophomore year in college. That's because DeAndre Ayton never made it to his sophomore year in college.
Look again. Jalen Smith plays really well in the fourth quarter of preseason games. Keep it in context. Go look at who else they're playing.
It's all good, Grim. We still love you.
We've shaved it. We've shaved our commenters into a pop. Thank you for the context and thank you for watching. Look,
what's wrong? Brendan just said, "What's wrong with having just a good player?"
Nothing's wrong with having that.
Because in my opinion. Because you have a lot of good players out there already that have more experience and maybe more versatile skill sets. That's why when you're just a good player, you might not see the court with this particular Suns team.
But we started from Nader and Jalen Smith. Mm-hmm. So if it's between the two of them, that's where this whole thing started from, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay for one of them to just be a good player.
Yes.
True.
In limited minutes, which is what these guys are going to get, just a good player is fine. To your point, Lindsey, this is about what guy gets you a W. What guy can play those 6 minutes that are going to be out there that need to be played, that doesn't hurt you, that does the little things that keeps your lead there or helps you extend a lead when you come in off the bench.
Long John Silver, of course, Sticks said that he's more comfortable playing at the 5. Because when he's playing at the 5, he's not playing against AD. He's playing against that scrub from the Lakers that's riding the bench.
DeAndre Jordan?
yeah, whatever.
Look, I'm with you, Lindsey. Whatever guy gives you the ability to win, and I think in most cases that's going to be Dooley.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. If he's not showing up, I'm sure that Monty wouldn't hesitate to toss Jalen in there a few times throughout the year and see if he does.
Well, Monty's proved he'll try anybody.
Yeah.
If things aren't working, I mean,
that's... go to a triple tower lineup. Is that what you guys are saying?
No, I'm saying
let's put Javale, DA, and Sticks all in there at the same time.
If it gets
Booker
a
and
win,
CP, let's go.
Put Frank in there too.
Double lobs like NBA jams.
I want campaign.
I would
Frank,
love to see that though. That'd be hilarious.
Campaign Frank, Jalen Smith, McGee and DA. Let's just go. Let's just go.
Saying, man.
Lob City, right?
There you go. That's it.
Why not?
Just throw over the top of the defense all the way down the court.
Maybe that's what we're going to see in the preseason game on Wednesday.
Game.
Maybe that's what Monty was talking about. It won't
be Lob City. It'll be Log City because it'll be tragic.
We're splitting hairs here. The minutes that Dooley or Jalen Smith are going to get are going to be so limited unless there's an injury, which is always the caveat. One of these guys may have to step up if there's an injury, and that's when it'll be troubling. Yeah. Is because then one of these guys is not going to have to just be serviceable. They're going to have to actually play significant minutes, and that's the way this roster is constructed. There's depth, but as with any team, if there's an injury, it's next man up, and that's where those two guys will become important at that point.
You know what else is important?
Trimming your balls.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you gonna start it, or you?
No, go ahead. I was just setting you up.
It is important, and Manscaped is a fine product. The Lawnmower 4.0. It's the Cadillac of taking care of your boys, right? If you don't want to look like a reverse Cam Johnson down there, and you want to trim, you don't want the puff.
But
right?
You do want to look like a reverse Cam Johnson down there.
No, you don't want. I'm saying.
Oh
Cam's
no, we are not getting into that. Let's just put a hard pause right
look
there.
Like a Cam Johnson down there would be like all the hair.
Okay, fine.
No.
Look,
if you want a couple of Adam
Silvers, jammed in your shorts, Manscaped can help you with that. No nicks, no cuts, no fuzzy nuts, as our friend Petey on the Coyotes says. If you want to look like two Adam Silvers down there, or two Charles Barkleys, whatever your preference is, you can get the Lawnmower 4.0 and shave down there, and your friends, those kind of friends, yes, your friends with benefits will thank you for sure. Plus spritzers, we got.
Thank you, Berto.
The ball spritz, fantastic if you want to smell and feel good as well. They have all sorts of products that are fantastic for your nether regions. Go to manscaped.com, use the code PHNX, and you're going to save 20%. You're going to get free shipping. And that's, the holidays are coming up. And who doesn't want to share the gift of feeling better about yourself, right? So go to manscaped.com, pick up a gift for your significant other, somebody special in your life. Use the code PHNX, get 20% off and free shipping. I haven't read any of the comments. I'm betting they're good though.
No, they're actually kind of funny.
Manscaped can make Espo's face look like Peter Griffin.
No.
Berto said this is a hell of an ad read. So
look at that.
Good job, guys.
Berto, that's right. Yes.
Good job.
Manscaped could make me look like Peter Griffin, and if you get that joke, there's a great Family Guy joke about that. Hey, how'd these get here? And anyways, so that is a Manscaped. Go to gophnx.com as well. Become part of the family. Get some of the best written content in the Valley there exclusively. We've got Craig Morgan, Gerald Bourguet. Saul's written once, which was spectacular. We need to get him to write more. It was.
I don't have time.
Well, I know because you're the GM, but I'm telling you, it was good. Even that one piece of content was good.
But Sean's right. We should talk about the Mercury right now since it is Mercury
Sean
Monday. And we do apologize. And listen, like usually I'm the one that requests a player for Mondays, but I definitely felt like, first of all, the WNBA absolutely effed the Mercury and WNBA and basketball as a whole, because giving those ladies less than 48 hours after a grueling 5-game series to turn around and come back and play in game 1 was absolute dog shit. I will just say that right now. WNBA, I hope you're hearing me, because that is just trash. Everything about this, I'm about to go on a tangent. Everything about this Mercury run has been trash. Number one, sitting them over in GCU because you don't have a court for them to play in. Their home court's not available. And then shoveling them off over to ASU. I forgot what their Desert Financial. Thank you. Their arena. It's just been so low bar. Like the fact that they couldn't find a way to make this all work. The Suns had to move their game so that way they could accommodate the Mercury.
On Wednesday for the finals.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah.
How does the league not work with the teams?
I don't even understand how this is all happening, but hey, I'm glad that we have a franchise in the Suns that does appreciate the WNBA and the Mercury, and I'm sure the players are advocating for that because they're sitting courtside and they're showing up to the games. They were in Vegas to watch a lot of these games. So listen, because of that, I didn't feel like it was right to try and ask somebody to take some of their time off to come over here onto this show, as much as I think they would have been willing to do it. Because, hey, you know what? They need some time. They need some time to regroup, refresh, get their legs back underneath them, take their mind off of things, and get ready to go for Wednesday because Game 2 is going to be very, very important for them.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, yeah, when it's a 5-game series, you can't afford to go going an 0-2.
Somebody was going to finger snap or something like that. There we go. Thank you.
Weird poetry jam that we're now in. Look, you're right, though. And I don't understand either why WNBA Finals is your marquee event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should
and
be.
you decide to start it on an NFL Sunday. Like, you're
12.
giving no advantage whatsoever when you start in the middle of an NFL Sunday in a market. Like, I get it. You want it to be on ABC, but that just does no favors to this game that deserves to have as many eyes as possible on it.
You're not going to listen. Even the most avid Mercury fan should understand that you're not going to beat the NFL on that day. Like, it just never happens. So I just do not understand that whatsoever. I know other entities sometimes try to go up against the NFL because they think their shit doesn't stink, and that's not the case. Like, that's just not a battle you ever want to take on. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to take care of it. Like, it's just
well, and I get the idea of alternate programming, but what the WNBA Finals can do is be a gateway to a larger group of people watching the women's game, and it should be.
Well, listen, that's been an argument for literally ever. Everyone's saying, oh, the ratings are bad. The ratings are bad. Well, you're not even putting it on TV where people can have easy access to watch it. And the times that you do within good time slots, the ratings are great. The demand to watch it is there. You just make it so impossibly hard to find it, or for people who only have special plus sports packages. So it's just like, the demand is there. You guys are just dropping the ball on your end of things by supplying it.
And Sean in the comments says it's all based on TV time slot contracts. That's it. I get that, but then you got to negotiate a better TV deal.
And those negotiated time slots happen before the season starts.
Yeah,
each year, like they get a certain amount of time slots, but those time slots are not allotted until the beginning of the season. And then they say, okay, this is where we're going to set them in. So they know where they're going to fall in. So they knew game 1 of the finals was going to happen yesterday. Like, they knew that in advance. That's why I think it's trash, because they knew it was also on an NFL Sunday.
Yeah. And look, to your point, the Mercury deserved more rest than they got.
It's like every year hockey tries to go up against the Super Bowl. Like, what the?
Yeah.
What?
Well, but in this particular case, they didn't give them the opportunity for rest. So, of course, a team that had injuries that they're battling with the league's premier player, the player that they named the greatest of all time in their 25 seasons, was put at a disadvantage simply because of scheduling, because she is hurting. And then you ask her to turn around, and of course, you're going to have issues there. I mean,
she'll never admit that.
No.
I wouldn't think any athlete would actually come out and be like, "Man, we're just tired."
Nor should they have to.
Ever going to
we'll
admit
do
that.
it for her because that's trash.
The league should be protecting them in those cases and giving them the best opportunity to put the best product out there. Like, that's league and marketing 101. They should put them in that situation. And I get it, because it was a COVID strange schedule this year as well, and the NBA got shifted. Some of that happens, but they should have put this sport in the best position to succeed. Look, I'm not overly worried about the game 1 loss, to be frank. I think you can chalk it up to that. I mean, we're looking at a 5-6 matchup here. It's why the Mercury have home court advantage. These two teams both went through in Chicago and Phoenix, both went through those single elimination games, then had to fight against top seeds just to get here. So I'm sure Chicago's tired as well. I think the Mercury will come out, play spectacularly on Wednesday in front of their home crowd, even up this series. And then it's going to be all about, can they go on the road to Chicago and take a game to regain home court? Like I said in my pick of the week last week, when you look at this Mercury roster, there's too much talent here for them not to. Chicago with Candace Parker is also very talented, but I just think the Mercury have too much top-tier talent not to find a way to pull it out.
I agree.
I would take that bet.
I still am kicking myself that I didn't take them at plus 900 to win the championship.
Right.
When I had the opportunity.
That would have been nice.
That was sitting there. You know what also was nice? The DraftKings Sportsbook app. You can bet $1 on any NFL game this weekend. You're going to get $100 in free bets that you could put down for the Mercury on Wednesday, or a Mercury comeback to win the entire series. I'm sure you could make some scratch off that. You can bet on Suns futures bets. We've done that on the show. There's all sorts of things that you can use those free $100 bets on. You're going to be able to have some fun on that DraftKings Sportsbook app when you use the code PHNX when you sign up. When you first sign up, you're going to get that offer. It's if any NFL team that you bet on, or either team in the game, scores at least 1 point, you're going to get that $100 in free bets. So highly recommend that. Also highly recommend signing up for Go PHNX. Guys, I think we've come to the end of the program. Any final thoughts before we get out of here today?
Man, I just can't wait for the season to start.
It is preseason for us as well.
Man, whew.
Yeah, I'm with you. It'll be nice once the season starts and we can get past like the preseason shenanigans.
But on Wednesday, we do have some pretty cool things we're rolling out. Our player previews for our season preview stuff. We'll start rolling out on Wednesday, which you guys can all check out as well.
We may even, if we get them all edited, we may drop one tomorrow. Who knows? We're breaking down every player on the Suns roster, even Chandler Hutchison. He will be there. Every player on the Suns roster is getting a player preview. Gerald, please come back soon because we need your help to wrap those up. We need your stat mind to help analyze some of these, but we're having a fun time with those. A fun little, I'll just give it away, an NBA Jam themed look and feel to those as well. So those will be up on the PHNX Sports YouTube page where you can get them there. We'll also pump them on social media as well. So make sure you're following at PHNX_sports, and also make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and also check out all of Gerald's great player preview written content on gophnx.com.
Also, shout out Long John Silver, won $800 last week, his first time using DraftKings.
Nice.
That's a solid week.
Man, not guaranteed to win, but when you do, that's nice. That's
yeah,
a nice little
absolutely.
Long John, congratulations.
Grim Rippa, DA needs to play like he deserves the max. He played like he deserved the max in the NBA Finals. That's all I care about.
Look, you don't want him to play like that in the preseason. I don't give a shit
what he does in the preseason.
In the preseason, yeah.
Look, that's another thing. We got T-minus 7 days until that deadline on those max deals. On the max deal for DA, the contract extension for McHale, and we're hearing crickets right now. That's
why don't on Wednesday we do like a internal bet type of thing? I don't know. Shane has to help out with this because I don't have the knowledge to do this, but some sort of a bet thing on, or what day, like they do the baby shower things, like if you pick the right day the kid is born on,
what day we think that he's going to get the max.
So July of 2022.
Well, I'm not taking July because I don't want it to be July. I'm going to try and manifest this into.
Look, if it happens, it's probably the 18th. Well, it's going to be that very fine. On Wednesday's show, we will bet on what day DA will get his contract extension.
Yeah,
and
we'll call it 8 and Watch 2021, like Jonathan said.
No, that's what Jam Session does. I do miss our Jam Session friends. 8 and Watch 2021.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
Big shout out to Darth Voida and Matthew Lissy.
Yeah.
Sean
miss
in the chat
guys,
says Flex Appeal on Wednesday needs to bring some good DA contract news, or it's going to suck. I hope he means not Flex Appeal is going to suck, but that it's going to suck to not have good DA news, Sean. So we will ask our friend Flex from Jersey on Wednesday about the latest on the Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton contract extension. You know, two people that don't need contract extensions because they've got lifelong deals. It's big time. Lindsey Smith.
You have a
I have a
deal?
lifetime deal.
With
What
me.
just
He
happened
said
here?
it.
With
He
me.
said it.
You both have lifetime deals within my heart, not
No.
with the company.
It's on video.
not with the. You think I can make contract deals with the company? You guys are sorely mistaken.
Yeah, let me see that paperwork there, Espo. Yeah, that's a no.
It's not within my heart as members of the PHNX Suns show. It's big time Lindsey
take
Smith. Follow her on Twitter at Lindsey
Big
Smith
time.
AZ. It is Saul Bookman. I have not called you the Carmel Thunder from Down Under on this program.
Yeah, because that was from another show, and we left that in the past.
We don't need to bring Carmel Thunder back.
No.
No, we need it. The GM.
The reason why I was the Carmel Thunder from Down Under is because you and Dave used to be above, and I used to be below,
Yeah, but
so it made sense.
Carmel
but now
Thunder
it's
still
just,
makes sense if you want it.
No,
No?
I'm good.
All right, I'm just going to call him the GM. You can follow him at Saul_Bookman.
Maybe we should go back to that.
The underscore's there for all the paperwork he has to do because of the business side of things. You can follow me at Espo. Follow the show at PHNX_Suns. We will talk to you tomorrow on our audio-only episode. Ahoy, hoy.